Alright, really I'm just doing a bunch of bug reporting videos. This is getting old. Um, anyway, like I said, I don't really know how I got this thing to work with material before, but I mean, I managed to finally go in and the material editor and hit show materials because it was apparently disabled at first, and I've had that problem before. Um, oops. Anyway, this is an editable poly, but anyway, he has me go in and add a UV map modifier, okay, and this is the freaking result. And it looks like it shrank it. The fucked up thing is I get different results every time I try this. In fact, this is the clearest result I've actually gotten here. I don't know why. There must be some settings that are fucked up or something. I mean, I'm looking at, his measurements on the video, and they're all different. I don't know why. But the sizes are completely wrong. So, and that gets it to right, but I don't know why by default it didn't, stretch it to fill the face. I mean, that's kind of crazy. You'd think it would be defaulted to a stretch. I mean, because, that'd be a pain in the fucking ass to go. Because he didn't have to do that. I mean, his just automatically applied properly. And he's using an older version of 3D Studio than I am, like 2009, I think. Maybe 2010, hell, I don't know. But at any rate, set this like this. It's not really working. Let me hit show end result. Okay. Now that's the objective right there. We're just trying to get it to where we can adjust that without the image shrinking. Because when I crop this thing out, I'm sure. Okay, but because, if you choose inset up here, the thing's not quite working right. So, which isn't a bug. But the solution was to apply a poly select modifier right on top of that between the UVW map. But it gives you this error, I don't know why, or warning, and it certainly still seems to do it. Hold on. No, okay. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, interesting little tidbit too. If you select an object, what these keys here do, as you can see it says UVW map for the item I've selected. If I drill down into it, you can see how it's moving over here. Now we're to the poly select modifier, and then, of course it gives you the stupid warning, which I could turn off. Reluctant to, I could turn it off. But now we're to the, various, parts that we have over here. So, anyway. This Swift loop thing is kind of interesting right here. That allows you to go and draw like this. not quite sure how it's working, but it basically changes 90 degrees to anything your mouse goes over, I think. Well, I'm not really sure. Not really sure how it works. It says it's perpendicular to the nearest edge, apparently. So okay, when you go into vertex mode, you can go and adjust these little loops individually. Like so, to follow irregular contours. Also assume you can add points too. And of course you can use the cut tool to make other adjustments.
In polygon.
And of course, you can grab these points, in groups like that, and make adjustments to it as well. Okay, and now I hate the fact I just did that. You can go into face mode, apparently you can control these selection colors down here somewhere. Right here. So they're a little more visible, so okay, and do a little extrude here to give them some depth. Apparently, you sometimes clear up a little bit of this issue here. By simply moving some of the edges, as you can see. But we apparently don't have that luxury over here very well. Okay, you wanted to select, these edges are all fragmented now, but if you go hit loop, well, you got one of them selected, you'll select the whole loop on the top, apparently. and now we're gonna okay, so this is interesting, you know, because what we're doing here, you know, is this is just moving the edge, right? And as you remember, you know, if you are copying or an item or whatever, you can hit shift, okay, and have it make a copy. Well, if you hold down shift here, it'll actually do an extrude along an edge. So, and I can do the same thing here, holding down the shift key, and that reveals the other part of our picture that we hit earlier. Okay, now we're going to go use border mode. So if you select any edge in border mode, the whole thing gets selected. And then you can shift move from there if you want to create you know, depth to it. But if you grab the whole thing, you know, without holding the shift key, that's what happens. But holding shift, you know, extrudes the whole thing like so. Now to go back in edge mode, you know, if you select one approximately in the middle, you can use the grow tool. So, for example, in grow loop, you know, it actually, you know, if we want to select the whole edge, and that's how you do it, or one way to do it, or you could just, you know, like select it with a fucking one of the selection modes here. Okay, now I'm not going to hit shift, I'm just going to drag it and until we see the peak of the roof, and that gives us a slope, as you can see. Okay, now I'm going to switch back to front, you know, which is what this is, and we'll go into vertex mode and start trying to match the roof here. Bloody hell. Okay, so apparently his advice to clean this up for some reason, you know, is to go back to the Swift Loop tool. You know, to add vertices where you need them. I don't know. You know, that'll further subdivide your whole thing there, but so we can't see the sky. You know, we're trying to edit that out, obviously. Okay. Okay, so you can kind of see the work we've completed here. Okay, anyway, if we render this sumbitch, oh, what renderer this is. Kind of slow, especially for such a simple scene. it's only draft precision too. Anyway, we got all these streaks there. Sheesh. Okay, anyway. Okay, so we gotta, you know, deal with this issue down here. Oops. You know, which is, you know, these streaked areas. So apparently we gotta add an unwrap modifier to the top of the stack, and then we can, oops, go in face select mode, I guess. Then we can select the faces. Okay. Okay, I just applied a planar map, which I also tried it down here for the quick thing, which actually looks probably better, but you know, anyway, he was using the planar map. Okay, now we gotta exit planar mode. Okay, now we gotta open the UV editor. Turn on filter mode to only view selected faces. Okay, man, this is like totally different than what's on his version. Oops. Shit. Fuck you. Okay, so, you know. Anyway, it gives you some idea. And we can do the other one. Somehow. Making sure it's selected. What's going on? Okay, now we gotta go, you know, select planar and line X. presets it. So yeah, the filter tool, lets you filter just the selected part. So, okay, now, we're going to see about these two down here. It's a little fucked up because I fucked with it earlier. You can see the... Well, anyway, I'll try to repeat this and have it aligned to the Z-axis. Now, like I said, you can keep doing this for all these faces, and I don't know if there's some kind of way of chain selecting this or not, but the procedure is hit planar, and then if you need to adjust this, and then deselect it, and then you can go scale your shit. And adjust it as you need to, and of course I don't know if that's okay. Huh. Oh. Start over, I guess. There we go. Anyway, could do inside the doors and everything. I don't bother with it. Anyway, here's a rendered image of what we did. Now, apparently, it's not such a big deal to make more than 4-sided polygons on stuff like this, but anything that's organic or is going to move, apparently that creates problems, ostensibly. But, on some of these other facades, he goes in and uses the cut tool, when he's kind of doing all these loops and everything, so, cut out an arch and so forth, so. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this and I don't know how the fuck you actually stop out. How the fuck do you get out of this command? Now, here we are in a command, escape doesn't work, nothing works. We're still in that same edit mode, and I don't know how to stop out of it. Jesus. That's how I had to stop out of it? What a joke. Whatever. Anyway, my point out is this is Here's the arches he did, and these are the completed file. So, you can see how he modified the inside of these arches and so forth. Using the cut tool, helped to cut them out. Now when it came to editing these arches, instead of applying planar, he used cylindrical mapping, to actually correct this. So, man, should remember too that, you may need to, select the file sometimes on this, if you want to see the actual bitmap or whatnot. Anyway, I'm rendering his completed little thing here, so it looks pretty good.